I'm going to walk through the customer journey from whenever they visit the sales page and make payment for your program till they access the program. And also, what happens next week whenever they want to access the program again? How do they go about it? Also, what URL do I give them? So I'll answer all those questions. First of all, you'll just come under landing, probably where your sales page is located. And if you want to give out the URL, like a social media platform or anything, just roll over here and grab the URL. You always want to be sure, though, that it's in publish mode. If it's in draft mode, you can give out that URL, and it'll say page doesn't exist. So you want to make sure that this is published. So we'll publish that, and then I can give out the URL. So let's go ahead and visit this sales page. So they're here, and I created two call to action buttons to show you the two different ways you could do it. So this one is going straight to the checkout page that we created, and I'll show you a little bit of back end about this in a minute. Or the other way you can have them check out is a pop-up checkout. Well, they're just enter payment details right here on the sales page. So both customer journeys are going to be the same, no matter if you choose the pop-up or have them go to a checkout page. So they've entered payment information on either of these ways. Now what happens next? Let's go to show you what happens next. I'll need to go actually to the main navigation under sales and offers. And here's my test offer here. And on the back end, it says where they're going next. Once I enter payment information, the page changes and actually goes straight to the library. That's the default page that Kajabi has them go to. But we can change that, but I'll talk about this first. So to access the library page, you'll come over to website and then website pages. And if you come over to this area, and instead of seeing all these pages that Kajabi generated for you, and instead you see a button that says pick a template, that means that you haven't quite set these pages up yet. So you'll click that pick a template button and choose any of the options you have available. And you shouldn't be that picky about which one you choose, because you can actually choose any of those templates and create it into anything you want it to be. So you can create, see this one template here, choose this one over here, and make this template look just like that. You can really customize it fully. So just pick a template, and then the two pages, it'll generate a whole bunch of pages like this, and you may not even use all these. Let's say you have a website somewhere else. It's fine, but there are still going to be two pages that you're going to be using, and it's login library. That's what we're just going to concentrate on for this video. So the login is next week. Whenever they come back to login, this is where they're going to be going. And if you ever want to access these links, they're over here under the three dots, copy URL. So if somebody emails you and said, I can't figure out how to log in, you can come over here, copy URL, send the link and say, here's the link. If you forgot your password or never set it up, just click forgot password at the bottom and you'll be able to access the program. So the two pages we're going to check out are login and library. So if it's your first time setting these up, you'll need to brand them still. So let's see what the library looks like. We'll click the customize button. And this is the back end, of course. And it'll automatically create all this for you. So you don't need to create it. You probably need to come in and brand the header and the footer how you want. But otherwise, the middle part, you can see I changed the wording to, yep, I forgot my password again. But you can, when you're back here on the page, anything you want to change, just click on it and you can change it. So I won't get into all that, but this is the login page. And after they enter payment information, after they enter an email password, they would arrive next at the library page, which is here. And if it's their first time buying, they're over there on checkout, they enter payment, and they'll actually arrive right here in the library. They'll bypass the login page this one time because they just created their password whenever they bought something. So they're going from this checkout page straight over to this library page. And the library page, if you were over in the login page and you updated the header and footer over there, it'll update the same on this page, because under website pages, whenever you change the header, the footer on one page, it changes all of them. So just open up the login page, brand it to your liking, and then come over to the library page next. And you'll probably see a whole bunch of stuff on here that you don't need. You might even have other offers and I don't know, other stuff on here. So you can just brand this page to fit your needs as well. And on the library page, this is the location where all the products they've ever purchased from you are located. So if I don't own this product, it's not going to show up for me. So the library page is specific for each, it's customized for each individual. So if I own one product from you, I only see one. If I own three, all three will show up. And back here in the offer area, under products, this particular offer only includes one thing. And so for them, they're only going to see one here. Because you're an admin, whenever you come to this page, you're going to see all the products you have in here. So don't be alarmed. You'll only see what they own. So you'll customize this how you like. And then when I go to preview it, so they'll go from payment over here, they'll arrive here at the library page, and all they have to do is click on whatever they want to access. And here they are inside the course. Now what happens whenever they come back next week? So over here, it also, post-purchase, defaults to default email. Whenever I come into Kajabi settings, down here, there's settings, and I roll down to, where is it at now? Email templates, it's always moving. And I'm looking for offer purchase confirmation. And here it is. So there's a whole bunch of email templates that Kajabi has by default back here. And you're probably not going to use 90% of these over the life of your using Kajabi. But at the beginning, you will need to use offer purchase confirmation. And here it is. I can customize it if I want. So let's preview it. And it looks like this currently. And it'll insert the name of the offer for you here. So you don't want to change the stuff in the brackets because that's, it's creating that for you. So it's grabbing, like, see right here, it says site title. It's grabbing that from what you created under settings and inserting it there. So it'll create this this button for you, and that's what it's coded, so you don't want to mess with that. If you're going to change anything at all, I would only change like the congratulations part and perhaps the sign off part, and that's it. I keep the rest in there. And this site support email is whatever you have under settings, and also the site title is also under settings, and that's located under site details here. So whatever you have for your support email will show up over there, and also whatever you have for the name of your site, that's what's showing up over there in that email. That's where it's grabbing it from. So you're going to be, if you leave this to default email, it'll automatically send out an email, that email I just showed you that says, here's your login link. So whenever they purchase, they're going to be receiving that email from Kajabi, and then they're going to go straight to the library. That's what this area is telling. Now, let's talk about some customizing of things. So I already told you one of them, or did I talk about that? I think I didn't. Post-purchase, you can instead choose to have them go to an existing landing page. And that's whenever you'd go over, the area where you created your sales page, you just create a landing page there, and it'll just say, thanks for your purchase, you're amazing. I look forward to getting to know you more inside the community and all this. And have you followed me on Instagram yet? Here's a link, and ready to access the course. And maybe you'll put the button to the library there instead of having them go straight to the library, because it might be kind of a jolt where they enter payment information, they go straight to the library. They might need further instructions depending on what you're selling. So it's nice to have a beautifully branded landing page for them to land on after this. So I would choose that, and then you just choose whatever the page is called here. And then come up here and save that. And then the new page will show up here. I didn't choose a page, so it's not doing that, but it's okay. Next, you might be wondering, post-purchase email, but I want to send them an email. What I would do is there are two ways you could send an email here. I'll tell you why I don't use these. So one of them is custom email, where you just type up this HTML kind of email here. You can see, you can't make it look cool at all. unless you have coding ability, which probably you don't. And even if you did, it's not guaranteed that code's going to be working forever. And you're probably not even going to know it. You're going to be selling this for 3 years and not realize that your code's messed up. So I would keep it at default email to make sure that Kajabi login email goes out instead of using this. And also, you don't want to move it to none, because then they're not receiving anything after they buy. They don't know how to come back and log in. They're going to be really confused. You're going to get a lot of emails that say, I can't figure out how to log in. So let's keep it on default. And then you might want to come down, or you might think about coming down here and trying this automation that says, when offers purchase, send an email. And then you have this other email right here you could do. But again, I don't suggest that one either, because there are no analytics about showing you who received that email or if they opened it or clicked it or anything. Also, you can only send that one email. What if you want to send welcome and thank you email now, and maybe in 7 days you want to send a follow-up email after that? So you can't do that here. So I'm going to show you another way to do that. So what I usually do is to make the customer journey a little better, I choose existing landing page and I create a beautifully branded landing page for them. I keep this at default. And then I go over here to marketing and email campaigns. And I create an email over here and I attach it to the offer over there. So we'll go ahead and do that. You come here and the email hasn't yet been set up. This is just my test account here. I'm going to do a new email campaign, and you have a choice between email broadcast or an email sequence. And an email broadcast is one email that goes out one time, either right now or sometime in the future. And an email sequence are like the while you're sleeping emails. So I'm going to choose that one because I want someone to be able to purchase any time of day and immediately receive this welcome email. So I'll just title it welcome email. And then you have the option of choosing all these templates here. But for that first email, I really want them to receive it. When you start getting into making fancy branded emails, you're adding all kinds of GIFs and images and bolding and italics and all this stuff. And the more stuff you add like that, the more likely it's going to go to their spam folder. So I just want this first email to be simple. I'm going to use the classic editor. And in Kajabi world, day 0 is immediately. Day 1 is actually the next day. So if today is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, this wouldn't be going out until tomorrow after 11. So I'm going to choose day 0, so it goes out immediately. I'll just type in something like welcome, welcome. I would just write something here similar to whatever you include on the landing page. If there are further instructions about like your coaching calls or something, you want to include that, and we'll do that there. We'll save that. But now we've created the email, but it doesn't know when to go out. So we need to tell this email when to go out. So we're going to choose these triggers up here. And the trigger is going to be when offers purchased, and we'll choose that offer that I set up. Subscribe to this email sequence. Save. And now that one's set up. And whenever I come back over to the offer area, and I go to that offer, because I set this up over here as a trigger, it'll automatically show up down here in automations as a trigger. So you can see what this entire offer is doing. So whenever someone purchases, they're subscribed to this email sequence. So here I am. And let's say I want to add a second one, like I mentioned, like a week later. How's it going? I can just click up here, add new email, and then just classic editor. I'll say day 7. And you can put whatever subject line in here. So you can have as many emails in this chain as you want. So I have one going out immediately, and I have one going out 7 days later. I'm not sure what happens to my camera. Sometimes it pops on and off weirdly. But yeah, so you can have many emails in this chain as you want. And they'll always be receiving these until you tell them that they're no longer in the sequence. And that's it for the customer journey. As far as troubleshooting, you might get a lot of people saying, I can't figure out how to log in. And interestingly, no matter how amazing your instructions are, you're still going to have these people send you those emails. So all you'll do is roll down. And I don't actually usually send the login link. I usually send the library link in case they're already logged in. They don't have to log in again. Because when you come here and fill out your name and password, it just reverts to this page. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this link. And if they aren't logged in, it'll actually revert back to this page. So if anyone messages you and says, I can't figure out how to log in, you'll just come over to website pages, library, copy URL, and send that to them. And on the page, it automatically has down here, forgot password. And you just tell them, just click forgot password and set it up again. But I clicked the library, so I'm already logged in. But you get the idea. And that's about it. Okay, bye.